10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Aladdin wasn't supposed to be a phenomenon. It was Disney's gamble on an untested story with an unknown voice actor and a genie that almost destroyed the entire production. But behind that magic carpet and those 3 wishes, nothing went according to plan. Robin Williams had lived so much that they had to reanimate entire scenes. The original Aladdin looked nothing like the final version, and one song nearly got the studio sued into oblivion. These are 20 weird facts about Aladdin, and trust me, the bonus fact at the end will blow your mind. Let's rub the lamp. Fact 20. Robin Williams recorded enough material for 4 complete movies.
Let's make some magic! Let's blow this popsicle stand!
Here's something that'll melt your brain. Robin Williams didn't just voice the genie. He recorded 16 hours of raw audio, enough material to create 4 entirely different versions of Aladdin. Directors Ron Clements and John Musker gave Williams one instruction: go completely insane. Williams showed up with 0 script preparation, improvising wildly around basic scene descriptions. He'd perform each line 15 to 20 different ways, jumping between characters, accents, and pop culture references. The directors planned to use maybe 10% of Williams's improvisation. Instead, they used nearly 30% because his spontaneous performances were consistently funnier than the written script. This created an unprecedented animation nightmare. Williams would reference Arsenio Hall, Jack Nicholson, and Groucho Marx in a single take. Supervising animator Eric Goldberg estimates they threw out thousands of finished animation cells because Williams's later improvisation was too good to ignore. The studio's 4-month animation schedule exploded into 14 months. Disney has never released the full 16 hours, and Williams's estate has kept that material locked away, making it one of Hollywood's great lost treasures. Fact 19. The original Aladdin design was so ugly, they scrapped everything.
I'm so happy.
You should be, Jasmine. I have chosen a husband for you.
What?
You will...
Now here's something Disney desperately wants you to forget. The original Aladdin character design was an absolute disaster. Early concept art from 1988 shows Aladdin as a short, heavy-set, unattractive teenager with a large nose and awkward proportions. Animator Glenn Keane designed this version to look realistic and culturally authentic. Jeffrey Katzenberg took one look and lost his mind. Test audiences absolutely hated this version, describing him as unappealing and hard to root for. Disney had already spent 18 months developing this design and finished rough animation for 3 complete sequences. Katzenberg made the nuclear decision to throw everything out and start over. Glenn Keane modeled the new Aladdin after Tom Cruise's face and MC Hammer's physique. This decision cost Disney $4 million and pushed the release back 8 months. Animators worked mandatory overtime for 6 straight months. The new design tested phenomenally and became iconic. Every piece of original concept art was destroyed, with Disney claiming no archive copies exist. Fact 18. Arabian Nights almost got Disney sued by entire Middle Eastern countries.
Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam, where it's...
Get ready for this controversy bomb. The original Arabian Nights lyrics contained a line so offensive that multiple Middle Eastern countries threatened to ban all Disney products. Lyricist Howard Ashman wrote, "Where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home." The American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee went nuclear. Arab American groups organized protests outside theaters. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the UAE threatened to ban all Disney films from their countries. Disney's international division calculated they'd lose over $200 million if Middle Eastern markets shut them out. Jeffrey Katzenberg issued a public apology and promised to change the lyrics. For the 1993 home video release, Disney re-recorded the line as, "Where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense." Singer Brad Kane had to match his vocal performance from a year earlier. Every VHS, DVD, and streaming version uses the sanitized lyrics. The original theatrical version has become a collector's item. With some VHS recordings selling for over $300 online, Disney spent an estimated $1.5 million on damage control. Fact 17. Jasmine was almost cut from the movie, completely. Here's something that'll shock you. Princess Jasmine barely survived development and came within days of being completely eliminated. Early 1989 script drafts featured Aladdin as a solo character with no love interest, focusing instead on his relationship with his mother. Disney's story department felt the romance angle was cliché. This mother-son dynamic drove the plot. Aladdin's motivation was earning money for his dying mother's medical care. Test screenings of this darker version bombed spectacularly. Kids cried. Parents complained it was too heavy. With 14 months until release, Disney completely restructured the story around a romance Jasmine was hastily created. Screenwriters had 6 weeks to develop her character from scratch. They based her personality on Princess Leia, creating a strong-willed character who refused to be passive. The animation team had 9 months to design and animate her, an impossibly tight schedule. Voice actress Linda Larkin recorded dialogue in marathon 8-hour sessions. Despite being created in panic mode, Jasmine became one of Disney's most beloved princesses. Fact 16. Disney stole the magic carpet design from a commercial director.
Describe what we did for the carpet in Seattle.
It was a mattress on a stick. It was not pretty. No offense to anyone, it was what the budget was, it was what we said.
Now here's some corporate theft that'll make you angry. The magic carpet's personality and animation style were directly stolen from a commercial director. Disney fired mid-production. Director Chris Bailey created extensive storyboards in 1989 showing the carpet as a fully realized character, with expressive body language despite having no face. Bailey treated the carpet like a silent movie comedian. Disney executives loved Bailey's carpet concept but hated his overall vision. When they fired him in April 1990, they explicitly told him his carpet designs wouldn't be used. That was a complete lie. Directors Ron Clements and John Musker took Bailey's storyboards directly to animator Randy Cartwright, with instructions to animate the carpet exactly as Bailey envisioned. Bailey discovered the theft when he saw the finished film and recognized his work instantly. His employment contract gave Disney ownership of all creative work. Disney legally owned his ideas even though they'd claimed they wouldn't use them. Bailey never worked in animation again. Randy Cartwright won an Annie Award. Without mentioning Bailey's foundational work, Disney has never publicly acknowledged Bailey's contribution. Fact 15. Aladdin's entire wardrobe was based on MC Hammer's concert costumes.
And bands, you got it like that, now you know you wanna dance, so move out of your seat and get a fire girl and catch this beat while it's rolling. Hold on.
Here's something wild. Aladdin's iconic vest and baggy pants weren't inspired by traditional Middle Eastern clothing but by MC Hammer's 1990 concert tour wardrobe. Costume designer Judy Rothman attended a Hammer concert in Oakland and became obsessed with how his oversized harem pants created dynamic movement during dance sequences. Supervising animator Glenn Keane initially resisted, arguing it would destroy cultural authenticity. Rothman convinced him with a test animation showing Aladdin dancing in Hammer-style pants. The movement was so fluid that Keane immediately reversed his position. Aladdin's purple vest was inspired by Hammer's sleeveless concert tops. Even Aladdin's poses mirror Hammer's performance style. Disney never sought permission because they claimed the inspiration was general rather than specific. Cultural consultants complained extensively that Aladdin's costume bore no relationship to actual historical clothing. Disney ignored these complaints, prioritizing entertainment over accuracy. The costume became so iconic that it influenced Hollywood's depiction of Middle Eastern characters for decades. Disney's merchandise division has generated over $300 million from Aladdin costume sales, all based on concert fashion rather than cultural authenticity. Fact 14. The A Whole New World carpet ride required technology that didn't exist. Buckle up for this technical nightmare. The magic carpet ride during A Whole New World required animation technology that literally hadn't been invented yet. The scene demanded seamless integration of hand-drawn characters with computer-generated backgrounds, something no studio had achieved in 1991. Disney's computer graphics department had only 8 staff members and 0 experience with this hybrid animation. Technical director Tina Price spent 4 months writing custom software code. The software crashed constantly, sometimes deleting weeks of work. The 4-minute sequence required 8 months and cost over $2 million, making it the most expensive scene in Aladdin. Price's team worked 100-hour weeks. The scene's success revolutionized animation, proving that computer and hand-drawn techniques could blend seamlessly. Tina Price won a Technical Achievement Award from the Academy. Disney patented the technology and licensed it to other studios, generating millions in revenue. The carpet ride influenced everything from The Lion King to Beauty and the Beast's ballroom. Yet Disney's computer graphics department received minimal bonus compensation, despite transforming the entire animation industry. Fact 13. Jafar's voice actor was hired because he could hypnotize the casting director.
Thanks, Genie.
Oh, Al. I'm getting kind of fond of you, kid.
Now this is genuinely insane. Jonathan Freeman won the role of Jafar by literally hypnotizing the casting director during his interview. Freeman studied hypnosis and mentalism as hobbies. Casting director Albert Tavares asked Freeman to demonstrate Jafar's hypnotic power, expecting a standard dramatic reading. Instead, Freeman put Tavares into an actual hypnotic state, using voice modulation and rhythmic speech patterns. Tavares emerged having no memory of the previous 5 minutes and immediately called the directors to report he'd found their villain. Freeman's ability to manipulate vocal tone informed every aspect of Jafar's character. The snake staff hypnosis scene features Freeman's actual hypnotic techniques. He incorporated real hypnotic language patterns into his performance, using embedded commands from his mentalism training. Child psychologists later criticized the scene as potentially traumatizing. Some European countries edited the hypnosis moments, claiming they violated broadcasting standards. Freeman has voiced Jafar in every subsequent appearance across 30 years. He teaches stage hypnosis workshops and uses Jafar footage as teaching material. Disney's legal team made Freeman sign contracts promising he wouldn't use hypnosis skills inappropriately during promotional appearances. Fact 12. Abu the monkey was supposed to talk and nearly ruined everything. Here's a development disaster that almost destroyed Aladdin's comedic balance. Early scripts featured Abu as a fully voiced talking character with extensive dialogue and his own musical number. Voice actor Frank Welker recorded hundreds of lines. Abu's dialogue was sarcastic and cynical, undermining Aladdin's optimism in a buddy comedy dynamic. Test screenings revealed a catastrophic problem. Audiences found talking to Abu incredibly annoying. Kids particularly hated him. The talking Abu destroyed the scene's emotional rhythm, inserting jokes at inappropriate moments and preventing dramatic tension from building. Directors faced a nightmarish decision with 9 months remaining until release. They'd already animated significant portions of Abu's dialogue scenes. They made the call, transforming Abu into a largely silent physical comedian. Frank Welker completely reinvented his performance, replacing scripted dialogue with improvised monkey vocalizations. Welker studied primate behavior at the San Diego Zoo to make Abu's sounds authentic. The animation team had only 5 months to reanimate Abu's scenes from scratch. The famous marketplace sequence was created specifically to showcase silent Abu after his dialogue was eliminated. Removing Abu's voice improved Aladdin dramatically, teaching Disney a critical lesson about overusing talking sidekicks. Fact 11. Disney accidentally created a hidden sexual message that sparked a boycott.
It pains me to see you reduced to this, Jasmine. A beautiful desert bloom such as your—
Pretty wild so far, right? If you're loving these weird Aladdin secrets, go ahead and hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which fact has blown your mind the most. Now, back to the madness. And here's where things get truly controversial. Disney faced a massive scandal when religious groups discovered what they claimed was a hidden sexual message in the balcony scene. During the scene where Aladdin appears at Jasmine's window, some viewers believed they heard, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes," whispered in the background. The American Family Association organized protests claiming Disney was embedding subliminal sexual content. Religious organizations demanded Disney recall all VHS copies. The controversy exploded across talk shows and news programs throughout 1993. Sound editor Bruce Jones later admitted there was whispering, but insisted the actual line was, "Scat good tiger, take off and go." Directed at Roger Jones had whispered this during a late-night editing session, making it nearly inaudible. The scandal cost Disney millions in negative publicity. Some retail chains pulled the VHS from shelves. Disney released a statement clarifying that the audio was about the tiger, but refused to edit future releases. Audio engineers remain divided on what the whisper actually says. This incident contributed to the urban legend that Disney regularly embeds hidden adult content in children's movies. Fact 10. The original script.
I never did it. I am not at fault.
Then I say, can I? And then sometimes it gets a little blue, and then, but I'm a genius, so that's not bad, you know.
Had Aladdin's mother as a major character who died on screen. Here's something dark. Early Aladdin scripts featured a completely different opening with Aladdin's mother as a central character who died during the film's first act. The 1989 draft by Linda Wolverton opened with Aladdin caring for his terminally ill mother in their hovel, stealing food to keep her alive. Her death was the inciting incident that sent Aladdin on his journey. Test audiences were traumatized. Parents complained this was too dark for Disney. Kids were crying before the story even began. The mother's death overshadowed everything else, making the romance with Jasmine feel trivial by comparison. Disney realized they'd made the same mistake as Bambi, traumatizing children unnecessarily. Removing the mother required restructuring the entire first 30 minutes. They replaced her with the one jump-ahead chase sequence, introducing Aladdin through action rather than tragedy. Voice actress Mickey McGowan had already recorded all the mother's dialogue. Disney paid her full salary, despite eliminating the character completely. Some merchandise from early production runs still featured the mother character before Disney caught the error. The decision to cut the death scene made Aladdin significantly lighter and more commercially successful, but some critics argue it removed emotional depth from Aladdin's character motivation. Fact 9. Genie's lamp design was based on a coffee pot from Target.
No place to live. Well, if this isn't my lucky day. I wonder if they have rent control in this area of the cave.
Now this'll crack you up. The iconic magic lamp design wasn't inspired by ancient Middle Eastern artifacts, or museum research. Production designer Richard van der Wende found the lamp's shape at a Target store in Burbank, California. He was shopping for kitchen supplies during lunch break and spotted a bronze-colored Turkish coffee pot on clearance for $6. Van der Wende bought it immediately, brought it back to the studio, and traced its outline for the lamp design. The spout became the lamp's iconic curved neck. The handle inspired the lamp's base design. Even the dimpled texture came directly from the coffee pot's hammered metal surface. Directors loved it because it looked exotic, but was simple enough for animators to draw consistently across thousands of frames. The lamp appears in over 40 minutes of screen time, making it one of the most frequently drawn props in animation history. Disney later tried to buy the actual coffee pot from Van der Wende for their archives, but he'd thrown it away after production wrapped. Target discontinued that coffee pot style in 1993, making original units collector's items. Some Disney fans have paid over $200 for vintage versions. The lamp design has generated hundreds of millions in merchandise revenue, all based on a $6 clearance item from a discount store. Fact 8. Robin Williams and Disney had a massive legal battle over merchandise.
That was kind of a breakthrough movie, and of course Robin Williams added an element to animation that I don't think we've heard before.
Get ready for some serious Hollywood drama. Robin Williams sued Disney for $50 million over a merchandising agreement they violated, creating one of the ugliest star versus studio battles in 1990s Hollywood. Williams agreed to voice the genie for scale wages just $75,000 on one absolute condition. Disney could not use his voice or the genie's likeness to sell merchandise without his explicit approval. Disney agreed verbally, but never put it in writing. When Aladdin exploded at the box office, Disney's merchandise division went into overdrive, plastering the genie's face on everything from lunchboxes to bed sheets. They even used sound bites of Williams' voice in commercials without permission. Williams felt completely betrayed. He publicly stated Disney had lied to him and treated him like a commodity rather than an artist. The lawsuit lasted 18 months. Disney eventually settled out of court for an undisclosed sum, estimated at around $15 million, plus a public apology from CEO Michael Eisner. Williams refused to work with Disney again, turning down $15 million to voice the genie in Return of Jafar. Disney hired Dan Castellaneta instead, and audiences immediately noticed the difference. Williams only returned for King of Thieves after Eisner personally apologized. The incident damaged Disney's reputation with A-list talent for years. Fact 7. Jasmine's singing voice and speaking voice are two different people, and they hated each other.
What?
Abu says, that's not fair.
Here's some behind-the-scenes drama that'll shock you. Princess Jasmine was performed by two different actresses who reportedly couldn't stand being in the same room together. Linda Larkin provided Jasmine's speaking voice while Broadway star Lea Salonga sang all her musical numbers. This dual voice approach was standard for Disney, but the Aladdin production featured unusually intense friction between the two performers. Larkin felt undermined because audiences assumed Salonga performed the entire role. Salonga felt frustrated that Larkin received more promotional opportunities despite Salonga's voice appearing in the film's most memorable moments. They recorded in separate sessions and communicated only through the directors. Disney's publicity team had to carefully schedule press appearances so they never appeared together. The tension became public when both actresses gave competing interviews claiming they were the real Jasmine. Linda Larkin has voiced Jasmine in every subsequent appearance for 30 years, including video games, sequels, and theme park shows. Lea Salonga never returned to the role, feeling Disney didn't value her contribution. This dual voice controversy led Disney to reconsider their approach. Recent films like Frozen and Moana feature actresses who perform both speaking and singing roles. The Larkin-Salonga split remains one of Disney's most awkward production relationships, with neither actress speaking positively about the other in interviews. Fact 6. Aladdin's face was designed by tracing Tom Cruise's photos.
I never did it. I am not at fault.
Then I say, can I? And then sometimes it gets a little blue, and then, but I'm a genius, so that's not bad, you know.
Now here's something Disney definitely doesn't advertise. Aladdin's face was created by literally tracing photographs of Tom Cruise from Top Gun and Days of Thunder. After scrapping the ugly original design, supervising animator Glenn Keane needed a reference for Aladdin's new handsome appearance. He grabbed movie magazines from a 1990 newsstand and found dozens of Cruise photos. Keane traced Cruise's jawline, cheekbones, and facial proportions onto animation paper, creating Aladdin's base facial structure. The resemblance is undeniable once you know to look for it. Aladdin's confident smile mirrors Cruise's signature grin. The hair was changed to black and styled differently, but the underlying facial architecture is pure Tom Cruise. Disney never sought permission from Cruise or his representatives. When journalists discovered the Cruise connection, Disney dismissed it as general inspiration. Rather than direct copying, legal experts suggested Cruise could have sued, but he never pursued action. Some animation cells clearly show traced magazine photos as underlying sketches. Years later, Glenn Keane admitted Cruise was the primary reference and joked that Aladdin made Cruise's face more famous. The Cruise-inspired design helped Aladdin become a teen heartthrob character, With Disney receiving thousands of fan letters from young girls, Tom Cruise has never publicly commented on being the facial model for one of Disney's most iconic princes. Fact 5. The Cave of Wonders was originally a giant demon that terrified test audiences.
That's right. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian night.
Buckle up for this nightmare fuel. The original Cave of Wonders design from 1990 wasn't a majestic tiger head, but a grotesque demonic creature that traumatized children during test screenings. Early concept art shows a massive horned demon face with exposed muscle tissue, bleeding eyes, and a mouth full of human-like teeth. The cave would scream at Aladdin rather than speak calmly. Test screening reports documented children crying, covering their eyes, and asking parents to leave the theater. The demon cave appeared during the film's first 20 minutes, meaning kids were traumatized before the story really began. Disney's child psychology consultants warned that this design could cause legitimate nightmares and recommended a complete redesign. With just 7 months until release, designers created the iconic tiger head, drawing inspiration from ancient Persian art and Chinese guardian lions. The new design was imposing but not terrifying, powerful but not traumatic. Voice actor Frank Welker re-recorded all the cave's dialogue with a deeper, more godlike tone rather than the demonic screaming from earlier versions. The Demon Cave remains in Disney's archives as an example of how wrong character design can go. Several animators who worked on the original demon design admitted having nightmares about their own creation. The redesign saved Aladdin from being Disney's first animated film to require parental warnings for frightening content. Fact 4. Iago was modeled after Gilbert Gottfried's stand-up persona and almost got the film an adult rating. Here's something wild. Iago the Parrot was specifically designed around comedian Gilbert Gottfried's abrasive stand-up comedy personality, and his original dialogue was so crude that Disney feared an adult rating. Gottfried recorded his lines with zero filter, including profanity, sexual innuendos, and insult comedy that worked in nightclubs but not in children's films. Directors Ron Clements and John Musker deliberately encouraged Gottfried's raunchy improvisations, planning to edit them down later. Gottfried delivered lines so inappropriate that sound engineers stopped recording sessions multiple times. He called Jafar names that can't be repeated in family entertainment. His rants about Jasmine included sexual content that horrified Disney executives who reviewed rough cuts. Disney's editing team spent months sanitizing Gottfried's performance, replacing approximately 40% of his recorded dialogue with alternate takes. Some scenes required complete reanimation because Gottfried's original line readings were too explicit. The MPAA warned Disney that the original cut risked a PG-13 or even R rating. Due to Iago's dialogue, Gottfried later released some uncensored recordings on his comedy albums, shocking Aladdin fans who heard what he actually said. Despite the cleanup, Iago remains Disney's most sarcastic and mean-spirited sidekick character. Gottfried's performance influenced how Disney approached comedy villains, proving that edge and attitude worked even in sanitized form. Fact 3. The Peddler opening was added 6 months after the film was finished.
Hey, take it easy. A buoy's not gonna bite. Thanks.
Now here's some production chaos. The famous Peddler opening scene, "Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place," wasn't in the original film. Disney added it 6 months after declaring Aladdin complete and ready for release. The original cut opened directly with Jafar in the desert searching for the scarab. Test audiences found this opening confusing and abrupt, with no context for the story's setting. Disney executives panicked with just 5 months until the scheduled November release. They needed a storytelling device to introduce the world and frame the narrative. Screenwriter Terry Rossio suggested a framing device with a narrator merchant character. Directors loved the idea but faced an impossible timeline. They had to design a new character, write new dialogue, compose a new song, record vocals, and animate everything in under 5 months. Composer Alan Menken wrote Arabian Nights in 3 days. Voice actor Robin Williams recorded the peddler's dialogue during a break from another project. The animation team worked 20-hour days to finish the sequence. The peddler was designed to be the genie in disguise, though this reveal was cut. You can see identical facial features and mannerisms between the peddler and the genie. Disney later confirmed this connection in interviews. The rushed peddler scene became one of Aladdin's most beloved moments, proving that last-minute additions can sometimes save a film. Fact 2. Disney accidentally created a controversy by making the bad guys darker skinned than the heroes.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid.
Get ready for this uncomfortable truth. Disney faced serious backlash when cultural critics noticed that virtuous characters like Aladdin and Jasmine had lighter skin tones, while villains like Jafar and the palace guards were noticeably darker. Arab American organizations accused Disney of colorism and perpetuating racist stereotypes. Character designer Mark Henn admitted the skin tone decisions were made without considering cultural implications. Aladdin and Jasmine were given Americanized features and lighter complexions to appeal to mainstream audiences, while antagonists received more foreign appearances with darker skin. The marketplace thugs, palace guards, and even background merchants were colored significantly darker than the heroes. Cultural consultants hired by Disney complained during production, but their concerns were dismissed. The controversy erupted when Aladdin hit theaters, with protests and critical essays condemning Disney's racial coding. Disney issued a defensive statement claiming skin tones varied naturally among characters, but internal documents later revealed deliberate design choices based on market testing preferences. This scandal contributed to Hollywood's broader reckoning with representation in media. Disney couldn't easily fix the issue for home video releases without reanimating the entire film. The colorism controversy influenced how Disney approached character design in subsequent films like Mulan and Pocahontas, with more careful attention to cultural sensitivity and representation. Fact 1. The entire movie almost got canceled because Jeffrey Katzenberg hated the original ending.
What?
Abu says, that's not fair.
And here's the ultimate fact that'll blow your mind. Aladdin came within weeks of being completely canceled because Jeffrey Katzenberg absolutely despised the original ending and threatened to shut down the entire production. The 1991 ending featured Aladdin giving up his final wish to free the genie, but then the genie used his newfound freedom to grant Aladdin's wish anyway, making him a prince permanently so he could marry Jasmine. Katzenberg exploded when he saw this ending, arguing it completely undermined the film's message about being yourself and made Aladdin's character growth meaningless. If Aladdin ended up as a prince anyway, what was the point of the entire journey? Katzenberg gave directors Ron Clements and John Musker an ultimatum: fix the ending in 3 weeks, or he'd cancel the project and redistribute the budget to other films. The directors scrambled to create the ending where the Sultan changes the law, allowing Jasmine to marry whomever she chooses. This required rewriting the last 15 minutes, re-recording dialogue with multiple voice actors, and reanimating approximately 600 frames. The new ending tested phenomenally better, with audiences praising the empowering message. Katzenberg's ultimatum saved Aladdin from having a thematically hollow conclusion. The original ending would have made Aladdin just another prince story, rather than a tale about accepting yourself. This near cancellation proves that even massive productions can be salvaged with bold leadership decisions at the last possible moment. Aladdin wasn't just Disney magic. It was chaos, lawsuits, stolen designs, and last-minute panic. If these secrets shocked you, hit like, smash subscribe, share the video, and tell us in the comments which fact you never knew. Thanks for watching, and remember, you ain't never had facts like these.